Like, with the amount of injuries, Mikel Arteta shout me. I wouldn't go out like Kivio and them, man. I know that much.
Deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on. Thank you very much for that, Ian. Right, I can take charge of this from here. Obviously, Arsenal just drew 2 goals, 2-2 against Liverpool. I've got the Mandem here. We've got Giuseppe in the building, the Sicilian Gooner. We've got a new guest in the building. Yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about, man. T-Hooks, you're part of the furniture. There should be a couple of other late arrivals, people. So, yeah, man, like, what are you, man, saying?
I'm still vexed, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm still so vexed, bro. Like the more I go through, I've got to move away from Twitter, man. I've got to really move away from Twitter because, bro, the amount of things in this game that just did not sit right with me from the referee standpoint. I'll get onto everything else after, but the referee standpoint, my God, man. Even the little things like the Van Dijk kicking out twice, and
let's start there, man. That's on brand because that's what I plan to speak about. 3 big incidences in one game. I do think us Arsenal fans, we are the boys and girls who cry conspiracy and things, but it's another one where decisions in the Premier League are going against us. Maybe we could have had a penalty. Obviously, many people say Van Dijk could you have been sent off, and then obviously Kai Havertz's goal disallowed. I must admit, I did think it was a foul. Watching it again, I don't. And obviously, the referee's blown before anything's happened, but. Yeah, man, you lot continue, man.
Yeah, I don't quite feel the same as an agenda per se against Arsenal, but I do think unconscious bias plays a part in sport and in life. And it's all about the reputation, and these referees are following that at the moment. How quick they are to blow, and how every 50-50 incident, just feels like it's going against us at the moment because we're seen as the dark arts masters. Even with the injuries, I saw the referee trying to tell us to hurry up, and we weren't time wasting because both of those players who went down injured ended up having to come off in the game and relatively early on too, so not holding on to 10 men like it was at City. But it does show what I have a problem with the PGMOL and the refereeing standards as a whole. If you look across all of the football games today, not just ours, there's been horrendous decisions. You saw it in the Crystal Palace game with penalties and a red card in a similar situation. The consistency's poor. Man United game, again, I'm not going to hear them cry and give them flowers and that because they don't care for us when we go through it. They got a dodgy penalty against them. And even in the Newcastle-Chelsea game, when Bruno Guimaraes is running through and Chelsea get away with it, and those are the other 3 games, and then you have this here. It's just poor officiating as a whole. And I could speak about Howard Webb and the PGMOL. And it does feel like we are having to work extra hard to even get a point and even to dig in a bit more at the moment, even against your lower teams in the Premier League, let alone against Liverpool, who everyone's been ranting and raving about in this, in how they've started the season, who I didn't think were great at all. And it's when we get into talking about Liverpool, I have a lot more confidence and belief in terms of how we can come up against them in the title race. But yeah, the PGMO as a whole, he's created a whole mess, and I really need Howard Webb to leave, and he needs to take some accountability instead of doing these stupid interviews on Stadium Astro talking about who's the best baller. Oh no, I want the best referees. Thank you.
Big up you, man. T, I can't disagree, man. What else you man saying?
Do you know what, yeah? Do you know? Yeah. Let me just go quickly. I don't even want to boil this game down to like refereeing decisions in it. Like I don't even really want to talk.
Oh, we're gonna get into Arsenal from a tactical perspective and everything we saw, man. Don't worry about that.
I think we should have won that game. I mean, even outside of that moment at the end, like we should have won that game. Like for the first half, I got surprised. I won't lie, and I think Liverpool got surprised as well. Like Arteta said, we will be flying, and we definitely flew in that first half. Like we was dominating.
We flew too close to the sun, man.
Yeah, exactly. Icarus. It was a fully Icarus thing, man. We was dominating them both physically and on the ball. We was doing this thing that I was liking a lot, where wherever they had the ball, we would press them with such intensity, that they'd be forced into kicking it long. And then every single time,
they kicked it long quite a lot.
50-50. That I think that was the game plan, press them intensely, and then when the ball goes in the air, 50-50. Every single time we went for the 50-50. If we don't win the first ball, we're going for the second ball. And if we don't get the second ball, we force you back into the same situation of having to pass back, pressing, and then having to go into the air again, innit? That was working really well, yeah? And then obviously we get the goal. Obviously then we concede from the corner.
Again, another week in a row.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it was necessarily one of those corners where we really did anything wrong. Like, I feel like it was one of them bobbly, just made it through. Lucky Van Dijk got his head on it. But cool. I can't complain about corners because my club loves to score corners, innit? Cool. We move on. And then I'm thinking, cool, let's go in at 1-1 and we're fine. We go and score again, yeah? From a set piece, yeah? From Declan Rice, yeah? Scored by Merino, yeah? Both who, yeah? Arsenal fans, I'm not going to talk about rivals. Arsenal fans have been on their case.
They've been on to forget Part Moreno for a sec, yeah. Declan Rice, nobody can talk on Declan Rice today. He stood up tall. He actually passed the ball forward. Forgive me if I'm wrong. He got an assist. He he must have. Yeah, he did. Big up Rice, man.
And obviously, people like to talk about, oh, he can't pass forward. Well, he was breaking bare lines today. He had a masterclass of a performance in that first half, innit? And in the second half, I feel like everybody kind of fell back a bit. Well, actually, we came out with a bit of energy. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Say no more. But then after about 10 minutes, we kind of decided, it was like we decided to sit back. We invited pressure onto ourselves. And then I started seeing like things reminiscent of the Tottenham game. And I mean, in all fairness, I think we could have survived the Horde if Timber and Gabriel didn't have to come off the pitch in it. So I literally, not to use as an excuse, but the quality in our backline definitely dropped tremendously. And I feel like that played a part in them scoring, which was a very good goal. It was a great run from Nunez and it was a good finish from Salah in it. So I'm kind of in this position now where I'm looking like, okay, cool. We didn't win. We're now 5 points off City, but we played City away and we've played Liverpool at home. So two of our foremost
Villa away and Spurs away as well. In
exactly.
Big games, really.
Yeah, so we've after Newcastle and Chelsea, we would have done all our hard away games, bar Liverpool. That's at Anfield, game week 35. It could all be done by then. It could actually all be done by then. And if it's not all done by then, it could be the fixture that decides it. And I feel like in a fixture that decides it, I feel like we'll come out on big smoke in it. I feel like we'll be ready for the occasion. But I'm conflicted because, like, in all honesty, I'm not really that mad or upset about what happened today. I mean, I'll take it.
I'm indifferent.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel because I'm now confident in the fact that after the international break, we can take the handbrake off because I saw a bit of it in this performance. We can take the handbrake off and we can go on like a 6, 7, 8, 9 game run of just W. And that's going to put pressure on Man City and Liverpool because they still have loads of hard away fixtures. So the tides could easily change. So obviously I wanted the win. I feel like we deserved the win overall, you know, looking at the game.
Did we though? Did we? Because I don't think you're wrong, Hooks, but being devil's advocate, yeah, if I look at that second half, I cut the team a bit of an excuse isolated to this game because there is, whether we should have signed players or not, there's hella injuries. All of us here have played football. You know, when the real G's are not there, mentally, you don't really want to do things. But that being said, I do think it's another game in the second half where we've kind of gone back into our own shell and we were flirting with it in the second half on occasion. Like we were going forward, we was trying a little thing. And things were happening, but did we really deserve to win? Because we ain't got back to our great standards defensively. Yeah, we've taken the lead twice, and I just think we went into our shell in the second half. So today, I don't think we deserved per se to win. But I think, for me, anyways, I think we did a lot better than I thought going into that game. Like what we actually saw and what I thought would happen. I'm happy to say two different things.
I think we deserve to win it as well. I agree with Hooks because at the end of the day, when I'm thinking about that second half, apart from their goal, I can't remember a time where I thought they were going to score a goal. I'll be real. And we scored a perfectly, in my opinion, legal goal that the ref screwed up in and blew the whistle. So therefore, we scored our winning goal. It shouldn't have been disallowed.
You know what? That's a good point. I changed my opinion. You're right.
By the logic, I think we deserve to win the game. I think their goal was good. I thought we stepped off it a bit. Then the injuries come, and we had to be a bit more. When Gabriel comes off and Timber comes off, you got like we finished up with a back four of Partey, Ben White, Kivior, and Skelly. By the way, Skelly, shout him out because he come on and he looked like he did well. Like, brother, he's
built for this. Lewis Skelly built for.
I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna say this now. I think he becomes the starting left back next season in this team. I swear to God.
Ooh,
I'm calling that from early.
Big shout, you know.
But on the decisions that we'll back to the original point on the decisions, the thing that bugs me so much about it is that like the Van Dijk kick out, people saying red card. I'm not even saying it's got to be a red card, but how can you give someone a second yellow card, and send them off for nudging the ball off the pitch, and then a guy can kick out at your player twice, and not get a card for it? Like, make it make sense. And the worst part about it was the ref said to Van Dijk, "I see you do it." Like, you see him like when Van Dijk tries to argue, man was like, "I see you do it." So you see him do it, and you didn't give him a yellow card. It's wild.
Do you think he bottled it then on that? Like,
yes, because it was.
Because if we break it down, was it just the occasion he weren't doing it? Is it an Arsenal conspiracy? Why don't you think he didn't give that, bro?
He didn't give that because I think, he knows if he gives a yellow card, he may have to give a red card because he's kicked out twice and you can't kick out. Second of all, I think he's looking at the guy that is Van Dijk, and it's early in the game. But I don't care, innit? It don't matter when it is in the game. Once again, these guys have told me letter of the law. That's what I've been hearing.
Really?
If they want to talk about letter of the law, man should have got a yellow card. If they want to talk about letter of the law, I think in another one where Saka got fouled in front of the ref, Diaz kicks the ball away, bruv. Like, what's going on here, bruv? Like, once again, these are things that I'm not even that fussed about, but I have to be now because they've done it to my club. So now I have to be pedantic about it. Now I have to be nitpicky about it. And you see the players, the stadium, all booing when these guys kick the ball away and the ref does nothing. So these decisions, I think the penalty, I've seen them given. I ain't crying about the penalty. That one there, I'm a bit. I still think it is probably a foul because more like for me, it's more Trent. Like Trent just kicks him, bro. Just body kicks him. When I'm looking at that,
it's none of the ball, bro.
Yeah, so it's mad. But like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was watching this game, and even before that last minute goal, I was like, bro, it's like they don't want Arsenal to win this game. Honest to God, I was like, I'm watching this, and I'm not even saying it as a thing like they're against us. Maybe like I was talking to Terry earlier, and he was saying like he's starting to think that stuff is like for the script. It ain't even about a team. These men want a script. These men want the league to be interesting. Because even our goal, bro, they were trying so hard to try and make it look like, can we find an angle where this looks offside? But everyone's sitting there, us at home, man, sitting there going, this is onside, bro. And they're looking. And even Gary Neville and that are like, bro, what were we looking at?
I feel sorry for you lot who listened to Gary Neville and these men when Arsenal were playing.
And like even so, I didn't see a picture like that's mad. I see a picture of the VAR room, someone going like, these men have FPL open, bro. These men in the VAR room have FPL. What's going on,
do,
bro?
You know.
They're probably going, hey, one minute. They're probably like, Declan Rice and Moreno, they're not in our FPL team. Maybe we try and disallow this or something. Or they got Liverpool defenders or something. Nah, none of that. But yeah, man, I just think we deserve to win the game. I think we were the better. I generally think we're the better team, bro. Like we've been hearing about these midfielders, about these Liverpool midfielders all season, and they've been good. I'd argue we had the three best midfielders on the pitch.
And one of them was the right back.
I'm counting him. I'm saying I won't put Trossard. I thought Trossard had a bit of a crap game, to be honest. But yeah, I think Rice, Moreno, and Partey were the best three midfielders on the pitch. And they had Gavin Birch, they had McAllister, they brought Szoboszlai, they had Curtis Jones. These guys lost the midfield battle. And with Hooks, what Hooks was saying about us going forward now and the games we've played, yeah, we're 5 points off City, it's peak, but like City and Liverpool still ain't played each other. One of them's, if not both of them, like we'll get these points back if they draw a game. You know what I mean? So we're not out of it. I think this will be a boost as well. But yeah, we'll see, man. But I hate that we have to be talking about refs after every game. I just wish you could have a game where there weren't an incident that is even a talking point.
Giuseppe, is there going to be a game? I don't think so. And there will have moments where it will favour us from time to time. And it doesn't feel like that at the moment because we're going through it a little bit, and not just in terms of refereeing, but in terms of injuries. It feels like it's not going our way. But that's just the standards. What I would say is, you guys are probably kind of right. I was a bit on DG side when I was saying I don't think we necessarily did enough to go and grab a win. But when we were on top, think about when Liverpool were on top and when we were on top, we looked more dangerous and looked like we could score more often. Think of the Merino chance, for example. Havertz had a good few chances, even towards the end when the game was equal. That it felt like whenever the game was equal, Arsenal were then the better team. But when we were leading, we gave Liverpool too much. And that's probably what I would say is how we approached the game in terms of when we were leading, even if it was for 9 minutes when we went 1-0 up and they equalised, and then even after the 42nd minute, I don't think Arsenal asserted themselves in terms of control, the same control that we really loved from this Arsenal team last year, towards the second half of the season, I'd say last season. Whereas when we did have those attacking moments, I thought we looked really dangerous. The ball kind of broke down a little bit with Martinelli and Trossard and a few too many occasions. But I thought what they offered in terms of out of possession was very good and is vital in these types of games. And that's what I really saw. Looking at the circumstances as well, how we finished the team, I can not excuse, but I can understand why Arsenal were kind of a little bit passive in terms of losing your leader at the back in Gabriel, losing Timber, and you could see that even before he came.
Probably played Timber a lot more than we would have hoped for as well, man.
Absolutely, and the same with Saka as well. DG,
another good point.
It's even towards before he came off, probably about 20 minutes before he came off, I said, yeah, his legs are kind of done now. But he found a little bit of a second wind and defended well and carried the ball and progressed it quite decently. I thought we probably carried a little bit too many players in that scenario against this level of opposition. But
who did we carry?
Hey, can I say it?
I know you're gonna.
Everybody chat. Someone said we carried people. I want to know. The only ones that should be carried, in my opinion, is Lewis Kelly and Ethan, and they stood tall. But I need to name names.
Because obviously, brother man, DG, you can't come with the same rebuttal this time because he was in the stands. So I want to ask again: is Martinelli back?
But let's what we gonna act like Martinelli was dead today?
Whoa! Is Martinelli back? I want to know.
He's back. He had a good performance. He had a good performance. Off the ball, work rate, yeah, cool. There could have been more polish on the ball, but we knew going into this game, especially because we're talking about the injuries and defensively. And I know it's dangerous when you say a man's put in a shift, but I'm shameless. He put in a shift, he did his thing. Like, what? We could have agenda Martinelli. Like, he didn't help out on that left-hand side.
Do you know what, as well, with the Martinelli thing, as well? I feel like because
he's a bad guy.
Playing football, when I've played football and that, I was always a defender and I'd watch a lot of the game when I'm defending. Like, at one point I was with a team that dominated the ball like Arsenal. So when we were playing, I was watching a lot of the game. And you realize, that stuff in the game happens, and people like to write it off when it ain't a goal or an assist. Like, write it off. There was a couple balls there was one especially that Martinelli put into the box that Saka should have got to, and then Havertz's touch was so dead it went off for a goal kick. Yeah, there was another one that he put in that players missed. That there was one that he put in that ended up Van Dijk missed, and it smacked Havertz in the face. Like, these are balls that are actually good, bro. And this is why sometimes I think, like, if we had a Gyökeres or something, like, do you know what I mean? These sort of strikers that are just deadly. If we had Haaland in this team,
here we go.
How many of them moments would have been assists and now Martinelli's had a better game? I don't think Martinelli had a dead game. I thought the deadest player on the pitch for me was Trossard.
No,
I'll be honest.
No,
I can't lie. There's a certain defender that came off the bench, man, but we'll get on to him. Let's one at a time.
All right, wait. Let me tell you a few things. Let me address a few things. Yeah. So the first thing, it's kind of me trolling, but I have to ask DG. Yeah. Did you see when Martinelli was trying to hit ET off his bike in the sky?
What, a man took a shot? The only shots that you miss are the ones you don't take in life, bro.
Okay.
You ain't never tried nothing. You wouldn't make sure you're following Hooks and the man them on YouTube, but you wouldn't have got to 1K if you didn't take a chance. So you didn't put that first vid out, bro. You can't mock a brother for trying, bro. Is that what we're doing?
You think it was a pen?
Hey, I mean,
I'm shameless. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of them where I think it's a soft pen, but just because it's soft doesn't mean it's not. Of course, as an Arsenal fan, I want it.
Wait, what are we talking
Trent
about?
misses the ball,
bro. None of Kanate and Trent didn't touch the ball.
Yeah, that's why I think there's not really a leg to
So
stand on.
Hooks, for you, it's a pen, isn't
If
it?
it happened against us, we all know what time it is.
We can't even get a pen when 2-man foul out player.
But that was
Who earned the
Martinelli.
pen? What
But
should have
Hooks,
been?
that was
Martinelli,
Martinelli. That was Martinelli, though.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, and now the refs are making it so I have to slew him because he did that full in the game. I don't care if a man
This
runs
guy's
about,
shameless.
bro. And you know what? And obviously, you know, I did take that chance to get to 1K, but hey, who knows if I never got the call up, the magical call up from, you know, DG to join the first team. Yeah, I don't know if I would have made it, bro. So you know what I mean? But yeah, let's talk about this Trossard thing, yeah, because I'm now starting to feel that maybe we watched the game differently, innit? Because
we all do. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I mean, but because I saw Trossard from that number 10 dropping deep into the midfield, receiving the ball and taking players on, beating players, and then spraying it out wide to Martinelli a lot and Merino a lot of times, which then progressed play down that left-hand side. Like the way that Trossard was connecting with everybody else in that midfield, I thought that was amazing. But the one thing I still think he's not too great at is creating, which is why I feel like his link up with Havertz is not fully, and I don't know, maybe it's Trossard not fully believing in Havertz's ability to put the ball in the back of the net. Maybe that might be what it is, isn't it? Maybe if we had like a Haaland or a Gyökeres, maybe he would link up and connect a bit better in it. But I think it's extremely harsh. It's like extremely harsh to say he had a bad game, because I thought he was actually, for large parts, one of our better players. So it's actually quite interesting to hear that, you know, you think he had a.
I think Hooks has explained it quite well there, and I do agree with you to a certain extent. I thought he started the game quite quiet and he didn't really get involved in about the first 20, 30 minutes or so. But in the second half, you are right, he had more of a facilitating role rather than being creating. And maybe because we are missing Martin Ødegaard, and we know a lot of us as fans have a lot of excitement around Ethan in terms of what he can give us from a creative point of view. We are looking at Trossard to be that creator. And we have to take into consideration, this is why I've always got to be fair and balanced in my argument. And when we get to Kiwior, I'll do the same thing there. Because I don't rate him. I don't rate him. But
don't speak about Kiwior yet. Trust me.
But what I was going to say with Trossard is he's playing in a role that I don't think he's getting the best out of him anyway, but I think he's doing a decent enough job, and he's not looking. I want Trossard to be a final third player in this team rather than the creator, rather than the second man. You would rather those chances fall to Trossard than it would to Havertz in certain scenarios.
I'll be real. You'd rather it fall to Trossard. Bukayo Saka is the one you want it to fall to. You'd put Trossard ahead of big up Havertz. He's doing his thing, but Havertz, definitely Martinelli, etc. So you're bang on the money, team, man.
So that's how I'm kind of looking at it at the moment. And he's doing a role for this team. And I think he's done quite well out of possession, which is an area I was a bit concerned with in terms of replacing Ødegaard with Trossard, given how much responsibility he has. And that's a big part of this team. And it's all about retention at the moment for him. He hasn't got the Ødegaard ability. We're not expecting that. He's not the captain. He ain't getting paid the big bucks that Ødegaard is. But he's doing a decent role. And hopefully we get Ødegaard back soon and we can get Trossard into the final third positions a bit more.
So, Kiwior. Now, I don't want to pile on in pause. I don't want to have scapegoating. My opinions with Kiwior, I think you need to leave or you need to go on loan. You need to play somewhere and get more confidence. I think, and many of players could say, I think the drop-off is too much. I personally feel, I'll be honest, when Gabriel got injured, nothing to do with Kiwior, I thought, yeah, we might not win today. We've lost our kind of leader. I don't think Kiwior's inspiring. We all know we're at where we're at with the injuries and the makeshift back four. I just felt Lewis Skelly played well, but you got young Lewis Skelly and the significantly more experienced Kiwior. It didn't really look like leaders. And fair enough, that pass, was it from Trent? I could be wrong. Could cut up anyone. But I'm struggling to believe in Kiwior's capabilities. And I think anyone beyond just supporting him as an Arsenal footballer, I think anyone that genuinely believes he's messed, you're a liar and you're everything wrong with the club, bro. The man's meaty, extremely meaty, like unbelievably meaty. Picture the meatiest girl that you've ever, meatier than that, meaty.
What I will say, DG, is with Kiwior now, I don't think it isn't a serious injury for Gabriel, but he is going to get a run of games in his favoured position. And this is where I think you can really have a real judgment on him in terms of that. Because one thing...
But what am I going to learn, bro?
No, and this is...
I've seen you do it Newcastle away. I've seen you do it City away. I just don't really...
Again, I wouldn't say that was particularly his favoured position in those games because he's playing on the right side of centre-back. And we've seen firsthand how that affects Saliba playing on the left side of centre-back. for France, in all fairness, on unfavored side. So what I will say with Kiwior, I don't particularly rate him, and I do think you're right. There is too much of big of a drop off. And you said this on Twitter. Where's Tomiyasu? That's the one who.
Well, where is that? Where is Tommy? Go and get fit. You're playing games, bro. You're playing games.
What? I didn't actually think Kiwior was that bad today.
Yeah, banner aside, I think he was dead, but he weren't dead. Like he weren't a fire hazard for me, anyways.
No, I don't listen. The thing is with Kiwior, it's just like.
Didn't Nunes make the run up of Kiwior that led to the goal?
Yeah,
I won't kill him for that, but you are right.
Yeah,
because you can say that with everyone. Like Darwin's got good movement, man. Like I won't kill Kiwior for that, but I'm just struggling to see like what's Kiwior good at. Like I'm not even trying to buy him, but like what is he good at? With all the other defenders, even Zinchenko, and I'm not saying I rate Zinchenko ahead of him. You know what he's about. What is Kiwior good at? Is he still? I'd rather die than concede defender. Is he necessarily good on the front foot? You know, what is he good at? What is he excelling at? Now, obviously, he's been bought by Arsenal and I support him, but I'm struggling to really believe in Donny. There's more mishaps than there are good performances, respectfully to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to sell him. We need to sell Tomiyasu, and we need to sell Zinchenko, and we need to.
You want to get rid of Tommy?
Yeah. It's times that like I love Tommy. I think it's quality, but like, brother, once again, you're not there for us. When we need you, you're not there for us. Brother, come back for 6 minutes against Southampton, and he's gone again. Like I can like you, but if you're not there, you're not there, bruv. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine having a girlfriend, yeah, that you see 6 minutes every year. Yeah, she could be the longest thing. I'm sorry, yeah, you're not 6 minutes every year, bro.
Yeah. That's a great analogy, to be fair.
You have to get rid of her, bro. Like, as peak as it is, like, I like him. But he just can't stay fit, and it's been consistently that he can't stay fit, and it's the fact that we got him back for 6 minutes, and then he got injured again, and I'm like, bro, like there's something wrong here, bro, with this guy, and he had injuries before he comes to us, so I just think you need to bring someone in that's more available, bro.
But Giuseppe, I get your analogy about the girlfriend, but what about if you was able to see Rihanna for 6 minutes every year?
You know what? That's so messy.
Man said if I could see Rihanna for 6 minutes, if I could see Rihanna, bro, listen, if I could, first of all,
Smith Rowe would be our Rihanna.
Yeah, you're talking, bro. If we're talking about Rihanna, we're talking about Saliba. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, no, listen,
yeah, true.
Like you're talking about some okay thing, but not regardless. Yeah, if you want to use Rihanna as the thing, no, bro. Like what? So for the whole year, you're only cheating once, and it can only last 6 minutes.
Oh, I
you're only cheating once a year.
Everyone can say they cheating Rihanna still.
And it can't
need
it. Bro, no, hold on.
Allegedly,
you've only got 6 minutes, bro.
Bro, that's all I need, bro. Rihanna, that's all I need,
bro. Once a year, you'd rather once a year.
Wow.
Nah, bro. I'm sorry. No matter who it is.
But Tomiyasu and Rihanna, I don't see the correlation though. I hear the point, but them two not.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
It's like you should have said Taylor Swift or something.
No. Whoa.
Nah, fuck Taylor Swift, man. That's tight.
You know why? And man may slew me for this year, but I genuinely believe this. When fully fit, he's our best defender. Like from a defensive perspective.
1v1 defending type thing.
Yeah, like
I used to believe that now, but I think a certain Dutchman's made me change up my pattern with that. I think Timber might take the crown still.
I think no. I think 1v1. I've seen Tomiyasu had a better game against Salah 1v1 than Timber did today. I'd say.
But we've also seen Tommy get cooked. And bearing in mind, Timber's not fit, bro. Like he's done a job for us.
But this is where Hook said fully fit, and that's where I agree with you. But Hook, he's never fully fit. That's the issue with him.
I think Saliba's still better. I think that's harsh. I think Saliba's still better. One-on-one defender than
no.
He's got a claim, but I don't know if Saliba's the best 1v1 defender.
No. But the thing is, you got to realize how many times and where he's in a position when he does it. Like we're talking about Tomiyasu. Like he's on the wing. It's a bit easier. Sometimes you can just see him out.
You reckon it's easier?
No.
Centre half, they're kind of protected in the system, you know. I'll always pick up for my fullbacks.
Giuseppe, I think
I played centre back and fullback, right?
So there we have it. Centre. See, centre half.
No, and fullback. I played fullback as well, bro.
Gun to your head. What is the stronger position you're playing in? Gun to your head.
Listen, hold on. Yeah, I'm probably stronger at centre back. Yeah, but once again, let me just finish. I'm a right back and centre back. By the way, when I say I'm not talking about right back, you gotta go be up and down the pitch. It's mad fitness, right? Cool. But when you're defending, yeah, You can show them down the line, bro. You can force them down, and it's a bit easy. They haven't got all the room. There's some, normally players backing you, like the winger coming and he's closing down space for them. I feel like it's a bit easier defending when someone's running at you on the wing than when they're running at you in the center of the park.
Well,
like
when
that.
you got Diaz and Salah and these scary guys, that's harsh, man.
No way, bro.
These serious 1v1 demons.
Bro, exactly.
Yeah, but they get cooked, bro. Like I'm not gonna
Man
lie.
are playing against even the Liverpool lad Robertson. Look at him against Saka, a half-fit Saka as well. I think you're being harsh, Giuseppe.
Yeah,
man. I hear it. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think there's rights and wrongs.
Listen, it's you could argue either or.
Yeah,
right?
you can rebuttal both.
For me, yeah,
you can't. You're isolated a lot more on in the fullback position. Rarely is a centre back ever isolated. And then on the comment
no, but once again, forget about the quantity. I'm not talking about the quantity of the attacks. Yeah, cool. He might have to do it more.
No, when I say isolated, right? I mean you're in.
I'm talking about. Hold on, I'm talking about you when you are 1v1. That situation is happening now. It doesn't matter about if you weren't isolated for most of the game. I'm talking when the 1v1 is happening. Yeah, I think it's harder when it's happening to a centre back in the middle of the pitch than if it's happening to a fullback. Yes, it happens less to a centre back.
Even with Declan Rice, with them kind of brothers in the team that can mop up and get you out of jail. I just want to throw that in as you carry your point.
But Saliba, when I talk about Saliba, you don't need that, bro.
No,
but this is Giuseppe.
We're talking about the guy that wins it and then he nutmegs them, bruv.
I mean, he got isolated in his last game. What happened to Saliba, man?
I think you're right when you say that Saliba's probably the better last man. Like if there's no last option, that's what you want. You want Saliba, but you're not in that scenario more times than you are coming up against their team's best dribbler. 9 times out of 10, the team's best dribblers is out in wide areas, and you're facing them on a lot more in isolated occasions. So I hear it, but the fact that we got these two anyway, that just shows you how good they are. But if we had Saliba not being fit for half of the time, we'd probably have the same issue. And we'd say, let's get another centre back in, because that's the problem with Tomiyasu. And that's what we need him for, because when we really, truly need him, he's not here. And he would be brilliant at centre-back because he's so ambidextrous with both feet. He's so good on the left side. You can't take him down the left because he can tackle with you there. And you can't pressure him in possession there because he's well and capable in playing the ball on his weaker side. You can really see his influence on the team. And Arteta trusts him as well. And that's the key thing. When your manager trusts you and he can throw you in when you're half fit, brother, please, I just need you to be there. But I'm with Giuseppe. The reason if we get rid of him, Hooks and DG, is that means we get a replacement in that position. And it's the same thing with Partey.
No one can replace him.
I think you can. Yeah, I think you can replace him.
To me, he's irreplaceable. You can't name.
Wait, Hooks, hold that thought. We're gonna let Hooks speak in a sec, but there's people that are late. They can't just come in and do it on the slide thing. Introduce yourself, mate. How you doing, mate? Where's the late fee, fella?
Sorry, guys. I apologize, man. Ashley Tizzy here, man. Thanks for having me on, DG, man.
Yeah, that's cool. You finally got here. There's black man timing and then there's your timing, but it's all good.
I apologize, man. I apologize.
DG feed in the Gooners, yeah. Let's go.
I'm trying. But Hooks, don't lose your point, man, because people were trying to stay with you as talking.
So there isn't. You can't name me a defender, in world football, who can play left back, right back, RCB, and LCB.
Timber.
No, Timber's not both footed. Comfortably. Timber at LCB.
No, but Timber can play them things.
We don't know.
Can I say something?
Anywhere.
100%. I know he's young. 100%. Right now, you cannot tell me you'd be complaining if we sold him and went and bought Hato.
Yes, I would.
I hear that.
Why? This guy's never here, bro. Hook, stop.
Bro,
I know what you're saying. In an ideal world,
Hato is an RB and RCB, bro. Again, Tomiyasu is one of the only players in world football. Yeah, world football, not even Europe. World football that can play right back, left back, RCB and LCB.
Akanji, I'm gonna ask you this, Hooks.
Yeah,
right
but
now,
is Akanji? Wait, just quickly, just to respond to his point. Is Akanji? I don't know if Akanji would happily play the role that Tomiyasu plays, where he's not first team, but he doesn't mind. He's just happy to be there for the team. Like this is like, look, I know he's injured a lot, but really and truly, the only real reason we needed Tomiyasu today is because we have suspensions and like 2-3 other injuries in the back line.
And to close out the game, man, because one thing that not even annoyed me, one thing that I really had in the back of my mind going into this is Mikel Arteta kept repeating in his press conference, those that start the game won't finish them. Now, that isn't groundbreaking news to any of us five or anyone in the chat. We know about the injuries, but this is what I always say with Tommy. I don't know. I think Tommy has a case to technically be an Arsenal strongest back line. I don't think across 38 he won't be. He will be. But it's games like this in terms of seeing out games, especially in the second half, which I don't know how you lot feel. Yeah, and as I said at the start, I'll cut the team a bit of slack because of today. But it's a bit like the Shakhtar game where we've kind of just taken our foot off the gas in the second half. We're absorbing too much pressure. We're clearly not at the high standards we were defensively last year. So it's not really looking good. So I would have loved Tommy there. I would have loved to have Tommy today and Saliba. But I do think as Arsenal fans, we're getting into this dangerous scenario now. If we had this guy and that guy, we would have won and this and that. And it's right. But how far is this injury thing for you lot going to go now? Like, we all know injuries can happen. But where do you lot feel on it? Because at one point, like Mikel Arteta said in February, we've got one of the smallest squads. We all know the depth. Yeah, a couple men have come in, but we hit pause. But we haven't really improved that. So where you lot, like, are you lot cutting the team any slack? Are you frustrated about these injuries? Like, is this a movie we see all the time? Where are you lot at with this, man?
Yeah, it's peak, bro. It's peak. Because the thing is, it's all happening at once, and it's the players it's happened to, right? Just sorry, one thing I'll ask Hooks quickly. Last thing on that. What we're talking about. Would you trade right now? Yeah, would you trade Ben White for Reece James?
Would I
trade if it got offered now? We get Reece James, they get Ben White.
Is there a fit Reece James though? Like 30 games?
But this is what I'm asking. This is what I'm saying, because when Hooks is defending Tommy, I'm saying yes, Tommy is, and you might argue
you know what the difference is.
But you want someone.
You know what the difference is.
I'd rather someone a little bit lower, but he's there every game.
No, but you know what the difference is. Do you know what the actual difference is? Ben White is never injured. So you're asking me.
Let's cross everything, because the way our form is.
You're asking me to trade someone who's never injured for someone who's injured a lot, to be a rotation for someone else who's injured a lot. The reason why the Tomiyasu thing is not so much of a problem is because Ben White is never injured. That's my point. It's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem now. Now it's a problem, but that's because this is not normal. What we're experiencing right now in our defense is not normal. When was the last time Saliba had a suspension? When was the last time?
I hear you. But this guy's played 6 minutes this season. He was injured. 6 minutes injured.
But signing him, like Arsenal signed Tomiyasu knowing that he is injury prone and he's come off the back of a big injury and he needs to be managed in a certain way. We never signed him to play 38 Premier League games. We knew this when we signed him.
He can't play 38 minutes.
Can I ask you, do you think that we needed him in the first half of last season?
In the first half of last season?
Yeah. Because when Zinchenko was playing left back, too many occasions, I could have done with a Tomiyasu then.
You could have. But then I go to last season. Who would have thought that our new signing, who was going to be left back, who's never been injured before, got his ACL done in, bro.
But this is what
do you get what I'm saying? Like it's really easy in scenarios like this to look at Tomiyasu and slew him, but Tomiyasu was never signed to be the first team guy that plays every single game.
But isn't this the opportunity for him to get those games? He's not getting it because given our best defense, like I don't think Tomiyasu gets in because we can't trust on him a lot. Not because it's a one-off game. In a one-off game, I think you can have the debate: who would you want playing there? But if you want to build continuity, consistency, which we know Arteta values in his defense, Tomiyasu's not getting in because you just simply can't rely on him and to be there every week. That's the issue.
Fairness, let's not be shameless. In all fairness, his last injury was extremely unlucky. Like it wasn't like he got worn out or he literally slipped mid-movement. He slipped.
Yeah, but this guy could get injured by a milkman from the shop, man.
You are right.
Let's all go to a man
slipping.
Let's all go to the park now. Or do you know what? Let's all go to DG's garden, famous, probably 10 acres.
I wish. I'm trying to get motion. We're trying to get motion, man.
Let's spray some water on the ground, yeah? Water hose on the ground, yeah? And all of you, man, do sprints and slip and then tell me what I go on for your legs, innit? Let's do it.
But Hooks, you're making all these defending for him, and I hear it because I love him as well. But what we got to realize is, first of all, you're going, when does this happen? When does this happen? Well, we're telling you it's happened this year, and it happened at the start of last year. And both
and even
times,
Mikel Arteta said
there,
we needed more defensive depth because we were fortunate with Gabriel Saliba and Benjamin White. He said that in pre-season, and I won't say those comments have come back to bite him, but they've rang true. To echo what you said.
What's the definition of insanity? If you keep doing the same thing and over again, and that's what I feel like we're doing with Tomiyasu. Like we players can get injured. Ben White's missed a few games, and we've needed him in some of those occasions. Timber, you know, he's coming off of the back of an ACL. He's having more appearances than Tomiyasu since that ACL. That's my issue, Hooks. And we're not.
By the way, we don't give leniency like that to Tierney. And he's injured less than my man. We don't give him that.
By the way, I'm not doing this agenda that a lot of people run online.
Oh, now you're not doing agendas. When it's Martinelli, it's great though. But go on, shameless.
When this Tierney thing, yeah. Because by the way, I don't care about Tierney being injured. Tierney being injured is not my problem. My problem is just go back and watch the COVID season and then talk to me about Tierney again in it, because I saw some absolute circus stuff in it. And
we could have done with him on the bench today.
Tierney can't play left back the way we need a left back to play.
That's the main point as to why it's a myth for Tierney.
He just can't. So look, he's a good traditional defender. If we weren't playing the system that we're playing, I would love to have Tierney. I would start him because I think he's good. He's very good at overlapping, very good defensively. He does have injury problems, but I'm not going to be like, oh, what? Because Tomiyasu's injured more, I can't complain about Tierney's injuries. It doesn't even make any sense. Do you know what the actual difference is? When Tierney was injured, bro, I beg go look at our defense back then. So much more detrimental to us to what it is now.
That's a good point.
But it's cool because you know what? Because all of you, remember, I know all of you. I know all of you. All of you, I can make one phone call. You're on the phone. When Tomiyasu goes, I don't want to hear none of you man chatting about.
I'm not gonna cry about Tommy. I love Tomiyasu, but I'm with you. We get a replacement, great.
Hooks, you gotta let it go, man. Tomiyasu's finished, man. You gotta let it go, Hooks.
Bro, he's played 84 games for us. He's played 84 games for us since signing. He's missed 57 games for us. So he's not played that many more than he's missed. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy,
cool. But when he goes, I don't want to hear.
Hooks, you think that Tomiyasu is one of the best defenders in the world? So Hooks, you believe Tomiyasu is one of the best defenders in the world?
Yeah, I believe that he at defensive, and you know, even defensively, he's very good going forward. As like, do you know what? Yeah, Tomiyasu is one of the most elite defenders that I've seen play football. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate that he's
raw. Wait, what?
Yeah, let's start.
That was mad. Wait, what?
Wait, did I say? Is it a pause moment?
No. He's really one of the most elite defenders you've seen play football. Bro.
Yeah, he's one of the most
disregarding Arsenal, just in general.
Bro, just in general, bro. Like go back
of your life or now.
Watch Tomiyasu play for.
I think that's the first clanger you've dropped, Hooks. You know,
nah, bro.
That's a madness.
Okay, have you watched Tomiyasu play centre back for Japan?
Yeah, pick him up for Japan. I want to say you see him play centre half for Arsenal. Would have loved it today.
Did you watch him when he was in the Italian? Bro, let's remember, he got his education on defense in the Italian league. We all know.
No, certain other certain defenders we bought from it. We didn't get that education, man. It's crazy. I read that.
So, like, look, I just think a lot of people have forgotten how elite Tomiyasu is at defending.
But how relevant is the past, though?
Like, look. I've already conceded. I've already conceded.
These man helped us.
I've conceded. I'm in the minority. Yeah, if you man want Tomiyasu gone, cool, democracy.
Who has? Well, I never said that. I don't want to, but if the offers come, I'm here for it.
Cool. You man got you get me. You're right. Yo, Tomiyasu, bro, it's time to go. Then you get me. Cool, he can go. But I'm just saying, I don't want to hear none of you man when he's gone and say, "Oh, I wish we had a versatile defender." You know, I wish. I don't want to hear that.
Don't be saying that.
We don't need that many versatile defenders, but we got enough.
Cool.
I can't lie. I think we do. You know, I've been introduced to a new life. I'm here for this. You know.
No. Because if we lost Tomiyasu, right? If we like, by the way, we got Timber that can play across the back line. Yeah,
Can't
we've
play
got Ben
LCB
White.
comfortably.
No, hold
Oh,
on.
you're capping, man.
Yeah,
You know he can,
Yeah,
man.
but then you got Calafiori that can play left centre back and left back. Then you got Ben White that can play right back, right centre back.
Calafiori's injured.
You got
Are
Skelly
we going
coming
to talk
in.
about Calafiori's injury?
Yeah, but Calafiori's not had a whole 3 years though. Come on,
Are we going to talk about
Calafiori's
Calafiori's injury since joining Arsenal? Are we going to do
Come
that?
on, Hooks.
Are we going to do it?
Hooks, you are shameless. You know.
Yeah, you
we're not
are,
gonna
bro.
do it.
Fully shameless.
You've confirmed to me you're shameless.
Okay.
No, because we're not giving this stick to. By the way, we don't give. We're not going to give this stick to. We're not going to give this stick to Timber. You know what I mean? Because it ain't because it's not been 3 years of consistently getting injured and missing big chunks, bro. He's missed 57 games for Arsenal, bro.
That's a mad thing. Like that's like if you're City doing the quadruple, you missed the whole campaign.
And TM said it. He has had stinkers for us.
He's had loads of stinkers to be
honest.
honest.
Man, have had stinkers though, man.
You smell that? It smells like an agenda.
Yeah, but he's had stinkers.
I'm here. I rate Tommy still. I'm not forcing him out.
It's cooking.
I just don't think you're being fair, Hooks, man.
Kivior's role of being like the fourth choice because we can't have him as the second choice.
Kivior needs to be with Frimpong doing
choice
Arsenal
centre back or
content,
third choice. We can't because when one of them goes down and we have a suspension, we can't be going all my days with squad. Our squad is bare. We can't do that if we're going to challenge on all fronts. All of us want to win a Champions League, yeah, and a Premier League, brother. The only way Man City are doing that is when they've got Akanji, Ake, Diaz, Stones, Walker, Luis, all of these, man, Vardio. Like that's the level of defense. And why are you able to do that? We can't be panicking and saying, look, let's be honest. I said we got to go in and win this game, and I was confident we'd do it. But we can't be going, we're worried now because we don't know how long Tommy's going to be here for when he is fit. That's true. Hooks, do you think when Tomiyasu comes back, you have full faith he's going to be here for the rest of the season? Even available?
No, because I'm not under any delusion. Like I want Tomiyasu here understanding the situation. I don't think it's that deep. I believe, because as you guys said, we got a lot of defenders that can cover. I believe we have a lot of to me, Tomiyasu is a luxury player. I'm more than fine to get 20 to 25 games out of Tomiyasu a season. And I know in at least, say he gets 25, I know in at least 18 of them games, he's giving me an 8, 9 out of 10.
And would you want one of those games to have been today?
But the thing is, this game.
If some buts.
This game is an anomaly. Yeah. Because we can all agree, that we.
But we said the same thing in the City game. How is it an anomaly?
Yeah, exactly. We didn't have the greatest of transfer windows. But I think the one thing that we can all agree on is the defense is probably where we have our most depth in.
Yeah, that's where the strongest and a madness is going on at this moment in time.
And exactly, a madness is going on at the moment.
With Gabriel now out. Poof.
Exactly. So now the madness is going on. I feel like people are kind of using Tomiyasu as some scapegoat, like they didn't already know from before we signed him. And if you didn't, then I would implore to go do some research on players before they come to our club, is that he's injury prone.
So why are we buying a dodgy motor then?
Because of the quality, the quality.
I don't matter how good the car is it, you know, if you can't drive for more than 40 minutes and the thing break down, you're not going on journey.
Do you know what it's like? I may not be able to drive. I don't have one. I wish I did. Maybe one day when I'm famous like certain man, I will. My Lamborghini.
Guys, shut up, man.
My Lamborghini every day in London, but I can't because the roads aren't built for that. It doesn't mean I'm not going to have the Lamborghini in my drive. So when I want to,
but that's a waste of an asset. Surely you're not utilizing it.
Yeah, but a Lamborghini, it's a
waste of money, bro. It's a waste of money, bro.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a waste of money, to be honest, because you know,
but
it's
like saying, "Oh, I'm going to buy this Lamborghini," but you know what? Every time I go to start it, there's 50% chance it starts. There's 40% chance it starts because then 60% of the time it don't work. This is
so you're just gonna hotbox it.
I'll call up, man. By the way, bro, I might be a bit late. I'm having problems starting up my car, and then eventually it will start up in it.
Then eventually turns up in an Uber, bruv.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's like? It's like, do you know what it's like? Yeah, it's like I can afford to have a Lamborghini, but man are trying to chat to me like I'm some dibby guy that should have the Fiat Punto in my garage because the Fiat Punto works all the time.
But the Punto could go from A to B though, man.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to go from A to B. Like we all said.
But you're not trying to. You're having a Lamborghini. You're not trying to drive the car. Then
we're trying to hit the. Hey, do you? I got okay. Do you? Okay. This is great because I can use Rihanna again. Yeah. Cool. By the way, say yeah, cool. We both see Rihanna. Yeah, you're there in your Fiat Punto, and you pull up to Rihanna.
This guy,
oh, babes, what are you saying? Go air. I pull up in my Lamborghini. 50% of the time, it doesn't start.
You're not even pulling up. That's the problem.
Like,
you're not getting there.
Hey, what are you saying, Rihanna? Hey, Rihanna.
And when she wants to get in the car, go back to your yard, and the car's not going anywhere, and she's saying it's late.
And you're having to call Uber.
You're not getting no none. It's a shame.
By the way, Hooks,
if getting you to the travel lodge. I just know that.
If you want to carry on using the karting, we're not saying us lot here ain't saying you sell that Lamborghini and you go and buy a Fiat 500. We're saying you sell the Lamborghini. Maybe you have to go buy a Porsche. Yeah, that ain't as luxury as the Lamborghini, but this Porsche works whenever you need it, bro. That's what we're saying.
Speaking of Porsches, yeah, carry on, Giuseppe. Let me interject after.
For me, I'm not saying just sell Tomiyasu to not bring in a player. I'm saying sell Tomiyasu and bring in a player like a Hato or
who is like him, bro.
That's where I scratch my head, you know, because I do think they could find that, but I would like Tomiyasu like a like for like kind of.
Yeah, but there's loads of them sort of dons out there, bro. Well, how did we find Tomiyasu?
Exactly. That's what I agree. There must be dons out there, but I don't know him.
Can I say something? Yeah. If we want someone that can play across the back four, there's players that we didn't realize could play across the back four until we signed them, and then we signed them. We're like, oh crap. Yeah, wait, like Calafiori playing left back, Ben White playing right back. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Once again, you want someone that can play all three positions. Yeah. Why? Why do you need someone that can play all three positions?
Do you not
I can't lie. I like it, and I think so. I think Mikel Arteta likes that as well. I think
Timber's that guy for us, in my opinion. Now, Timber is the Tomiyasu replacement, bro.
No, Timber is the Zinchenko replacement.
No, Lewis Skelly for me.
Lewis Skelly replaces Zinchenko.
No.
It's peak for Zinny, you know. It's peak for you, Zinchenko.
Let's stop being frauds, because by the way, when we signed Timber, Skelly was still at the club. Yeah, we didn't. Skelly is not the replace. Look, yeah,
you're shameless. Well, my man was not even doing his GCSEs when we signed Donny, man.
I need to people again. This is where I will call for research to be done. Yeah, and DG probably knows this. Yeah, and I'll make assumptions that maybe the rest of you don't. Yeah, but Miles Lewis Skelly, his natural position is centre mid.
Yes, but if you look Hooks last season, where was he playing for the under-21s? Check it. I know it. I watched them.
Wait a minute. Whoa, slow down. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah. So, yeah, Arteta, has clearly been coaching him to play left back because he wants him to understand how to be defensively better. Yeah. Look at our squad.
Wenger used to run them kind of things as well. That's
exactly. Look at our squad. Yeah, everybody virtually can pretty much play minimum 3 positions,
apart from Kivior.
Well, it's even debatable with Kivior in it because
you can't do it well. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can't do it well, but some would argue that and he has done it before. He can play the 6 in it. Not to a level, but he has done it before, innit?
When they seen him play, I hear that he has played 6 in Italy and that, but there's a reason he's never done that.
Exactly. So, like I'm saying, obviously, just think, do you know when you play Football Manager? You know when you play Football Manager, and you're like, you're speaking to your, I want to teach him a new position. It's like, I think he should learn this, and you teach him a new position. Yeah, that's what we're doing with Skelly. We're teaching him a new position because Arsenal, under Arteta, obviously it may change if he goes, is more about space, than any specific position, Hence why we have players like Havertz who understand multiple positions. So when he's on the pitch, when he has to drift out to a position that's not the 9, he understands what he needs to do in that space because he understands how to play in that position. This is literally what we do at Arsenal. Spoiler.
So on that, carry on, Hooks. I want to speak about a certain someone because I think it's on brand, but go on.
Yeah. So do you know what? I feel like, because do you know what? I'll let you go in it because obviously I want to big up a certain uncle in it, but I feel like
now we're alliance now, Hooks. Thomas Partey. I think he's been great since the start of this season. I don't think he's been getting his flowers. Luis Diaz cooked him 1-2 times. It happens. I think he was quality. What did you lot make of it? And do you feel, I have to ask this question? Yes, we know he's got big wages and his age and that, but bearing in mind it's his last year of his deal, he's playing very well. Does he deserve a new deal as well? Double-edged question for both of you, man. Everybody better. Yeah.
Two-year deal on the table right now. Sign 100%. 100%. Once again, when fully fit, he's one of the best midfielders in the league, bro.
I agree.
There's no doubt about that when he's fully fit. Yeah. Once again, Hooks. Yeah. First of all, yeah, we're talking about a guy, yeah, that's not. I don't think he's really been injured as much as people like he did. He's had his odd periods, but last season he had a bit of a tough one. The season before he played pretty much the whole season. Yeah. The thing is with Thomas Partey, I think that first of all, I think he's better than Tomiyasu when he's like in the sense of if you're comparing them two in the positions, Partey's a better player. Like if you compare I know Hooks reckons that Tomiyasu is one of the most elite, but for me, Thomas Partey, 100% keep him, bruv. I think he's got the experience as well. And he's someone where you can say we only need him for X amount of games in a season. Yeah, but this is not me saying don't sign other players. Once again, this is me saying he can be fourth choice. You get what I mean? He could be first.
Weren't you man telling me that Marino's coming to replace him and he's
Nope. I have been sitting here. I said that's
who are you talking to, Hooks? Because it's not me. It's not me. You
need to write receipts. Stop throwing these saves. Rise up receipts. Because I didn't say that.
Because I ain't said nothing about
the same fans that were gassing Merino, he's gonna. And I'm not even dissing him. He's Jack replacement. They turned on him until today. I'm not involved. I'm not involved. I'm always back about it.
This guy, you know what? Hooks is shameless because he knows that me and Hooks were two of the only people when we used to do other streams that were saying we'd keep Partey regardless of the injury. The only time I said I'd sell him is if we got like a 45-50 million offer for him from Saudi. And I said, by that time, you probably have to cash in on him and go and sign a younger guy. I said, apart from that, you keep him. If you're getting no 20 million offer or something, you got to keep him.
Listen, we can't get rid of Partey right now because guess what? Jorginho's leaving at the end of the season as well. He's got what? Well, there you go, but he's not in the playing squad.
I think he's going to end up becoming part of the coaching stuff. Personally,
he's leaving the playing squad, so he's not obviously going to be playing. So we can't have two players leaving there and then trying to replace two there because we are already, you probably could say quite light, and we're already quite risky if Rice does go down with an injury. We are quite thin in that sort of department. So I think you have to keep one, and I would keep Partey because, again, I've been doing this defense league when people told me he was washed, he's physically done. No, he's not. He's come back from a serious injury when he's had to, and he
stopped going raving. It's bait. Partey stopped going raving. He stopped going raving.
Exactly. He wifed up. You saw it in his personal life. He wifed up everything. He's got a baby. He's got everything.
Uncle just stay at home.
You found a lot in it, so
my man's not in. He's not in shoulder.
But now this with Partey, he's had a run of games and he's had it from the end of the season. And this is what I like. We got to keep we got to wait. We got to be patient in a way with it and see what's happening because you're not gonna. Because again, if he gets a big injury, then it's a problem, of course, because it's at the point he's at in his career. That's probably where the difference is with Partey and Tomiyasu. Partey's 31, Tomiyasu's 25, 26, in and around that age. It's a bit harder for him to come back and do this all again. And Arsenal would have hopefully, I think we do have to kind of future-proof that sort of role long term. But if you next season,
that's big money sentiment.
Yeah, because think about the wages that he's on also, and then you're going to have to kind of lower his role, but he's going to be willing to accept that too. But we'll have to wait and see because he's in January. Hey, guess what, guys? He can start chatting to other people and get a big sign-on fee. So, and would you let him hold you to ransom? Knowing that, I don't know. Because of again the reliability factor. The whole big reason why we spent 100 million on Declan Rice is because you knew he was reliable in terms of where he was going to be every week, and that's I think that's also a consideration in terms of what Edu's looking at as well.
Let's let Giuseppe have 1-2 words because I know he's got to go, man. Any lasting thoughts before we let you get out of here, man? It's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah, man. Love, bro. Love for having me. Love to
make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, but my last thoughts are it's. Today, before the game, if you asked any of us in here, we would have probably snatched the draw out of someone's hand and said, you know what, we'll take that. It keeps us in the race.
No.
It keeps us thing.
Oh, I wanted a win, bro.
Yeah, we wanted the win, but like before the game, like 2 days ago, I know that every Gooner
I would have said I wanted to win, but if I'm with Giuseppe, if you offered me a point, I would have, let's go.
Because the thing is, it keeps Liverpool at bay and all that. But listen, I think that we just need to see out this storm and be positive with the team. Be positive with everything, because I'm not gonna lie, what we're going through right now is peak. Someone put some juju on our team, bro. Like someone, like I don't know if someone like some.
I don't know who sold their soul to the devil, man. But someone
will come to our ground or something, done some shit. I don't know. Yeah,
no, do you know who was there?
Howard Webb,
Kim Kardashian. Yeah, man.
Bro,
he ruined it. You saw what she did to Kanye.
And youths that support every single club under the sun. So this is why we lost.
Yeah, she wore an Mbappe shirt. She was only doing some Mbappe.
Don't follow beauty, man. Keep your common sense. See what happened to Kanye and everyone else, man.
So what happened to Mbappe yesterday? And she was like hyping him.
Yeah. I know Martinelli had a better game than Mbappe yesterday, but certain man. But Giuseppe, one love, man. I know you're gonna put the little one to sleep, man.
Yeah, take it easy, boys.
Giuseppe, bro.
Peace, man. I do want to ask you, lot, you were staying, yeah. This comment is on Brandon. This is what a lot of Arsenal fans are thinking. Do you think that Mikel Arteta loves to sit on a lead and doesn't necessarily have a winning mentality?
I don't think it's that he doesn't have a winning mentality. I think he sits on leads because he feels like we can sit on leads to win the game. I feel like he's very confident in our defensive side of the game.
But did we do that against City? Did we do that against Brighton? They were down 10 men. Did we do that today with 11 players?
But the thing is, let's not be shameless.
We struggled against Shakhtar. I know we got over the line.
Let's not be shameless. Yeah.
No, I have to consider all the parts, bro. It's not my fault.
Hey, that was a last-minute corner set piece. Let's be real, Man City. Let's not be shameless. Yeah.
I'm just being. I have to ask.
You know, truth be told.
Nope.
Is it me?
Yeah, Wi-Fi thing. Nah.
See, yeah, man. Timber said, yeah, you're saying Timbers, you're saying Tommy's the best. He's back now, man.
Can you hear us?
The quality's dropped. Hey, Hooks.
Don't think he can hear us.
Someone send a search party out for Hooks, man. Is he still here?
Isn't he? Nah, you can't hear your Hooks. I can't
hear you, lad.
What?
Saying that. Ash, man, you've been a bit shy, man. Let us know your thoughts on that comment, man.
You know what it is? I just been listening and taking everything in, man. Going back to this whole Tomiyasu thing, man. We need to, man.
I know you're no nonsense. You ain't really got time for it.
Do you know what it is though? Because I put my heart and soul into all these players, and when you just, I've done all of that, man. I'm at the end of it now, man. I'm like, yo, Tomiyasu, he's giving me what was that centre mid that we had? Was it Diaby?
Yeah, couldn't stay fit. Wilshere as well.
A great player. You're supposed to be the man. You're supposed to be this new Patrick Vieira, but availability is the best. Is the best, one of the best things. If you can't stay fit, if you can't give me 80% of a season, then for me, I don't want you at my club, man. I think that like we can sit here and we can say like we can make excuses and say he's a great defender when he's fit, and we can do this whole if I've got a Porsche analogy and all of that. It sounds great, but if you can't give me 80% of the season, then for me, you're not going to win titles with a man like that. And like I said, I do feel like it is a bit unfortunate with all the injuries that's happening now, like with your Gabriel, and then you're seeing Timber going off. I feel like Timber was obviously Timber was out for 9 months. So I feel like with an ACL injury, he was never coming back to be starting these Liverpool games 90 minutes. He was kind of coming back to play 60 minutes or come off and
ease back into it.
Yeah, missed the next game. But the way that he's just been put back into it is like it's dark as well. And I feel like we're going to end up doing him some long-term damage if we don't kind of ease him off. Because if you realize every single game that he's played where the intensity is of that standard, he's coming off with cramp. It starts off with cramp and then it's like, yo, my calves are going. And it's like...
Do you think he's still adapting to the life in England then, to be fair, in that regards? And the intensity and all of that on top of the ACL thing?
Yeah, because I do feel like, obviously, he got injured in like one of the first games. When you're out for 9 months and you can't move, you're not adapting. You're just kind of trying to get healthy again, isn't it? So he's probably just trying to adapt now with a lifestyle. Sorry, Tariq?
Yeah, physically as well. Because the intensity of the Premier League, that goes underrated. Everyone speaks about it, and he never had that period, bro. Always carry on, Ash.
I'm saying he didn't, and then it's like every single game he's getting dashed in the deep end, right back, left back, deal with this man, deal with that man. Even though he wasn't supposed to play today, and I guarantee you, if we had a full lineup, he probably wouldn't even have started. He would have maybe come on for 20 minutes to kind of see out the game. So, yeah, man, I feel like it is a bit unfortunate. But this whole Tomiyasu 40% fit, man, for me, man, boys, let's not be silly, man. We need to be,
man. Well, everybody versus Hooks, yes.
Hooks, you know what it is with this Tomiyasu thing, man? It's just not making no sense to me. I was trying to make it make sense. I was listening.
Yeah, man, I say Lamborghinis that don't drive and
analogies, and I nearly fell for it when you started.
Everything he says about Martinelli is now irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Okay.
And I'm actually with Hooks. I'm not shotting Tommy unless there's a decent offer. I like him, but he's moving mad.
Well, do you know what? Yeah. So how I like the little shot you did there about Martinelli. Yeah. But how's about we talk about your boy?
He's my boy.
The man from the favelas that needs to get sent back.
Name names, man. Name names. Don't do the school thing. Say names, bro.
And some man prayed to him at night, innit? You know them ones there, bro. Some man prayed to him at night, bro. What are we gonna talk about your boy, blood? What did he do?
What, Jesus? He came off the bench and was positive. This has been the best week Jesus had.
Positive.
He should have had He should have had a corner, bro. Jesus was fighting, bro. He should have come on sooner. Drop Havertz in midfield. Said he changed our life.
So what is that now? What? 25 games without a goal?
Soon land, man. Moses was walking in the desert for 40 years before he led the people then, man. Like, you get it? Like, not everything happens, man. Not everything happens overnight, bro.
I love it.
But we
like, you were talking about Lamborghini, unless your parents are rich or whatever. Like, you need to grind and get that Lamborghini money. Nothing happens overnight, man. Jesus, you uncomfortable conversations in the summer. But what? He had 2 minutes, bro. Less minutes than you were playing with Rihanna.
In the summer. In the summer.
Well, in the summer, uncomfortable conversations. Jesus. The conversations can take place now, but realistically, he's not going anywhere, bro. Like,
I think it's an uncomfortable conversation in January, you know.
Yeah, January, the winter, bro.
Give over, man. You lot are saying shot Gabriel Jesus in January. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
And do what? Am I going to tell me Yokeres?
Yo, what luck? Ollie Watkins.
Anybody, bro.
Ollie Watkins, good luck. Good luck with signing these man in January.
These man ain't
These man know that's not happening. Shameless.
John Duran.
You know that's not happening in January.
Make it happen. I think we can make it happen. What, John Duran?
Isaac's contract's running out as well, you know. Isaac's contract.
He's still got like 2028.
Not Jan, though. It's Jan.
Do you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing Barcelona, due to their financial situations, might have to get rid of Lamine Yamal.
They'll move heaven and earth before they let Yamal go. Yeah, right, come on.
They'll even let Rafinha go before him, and Rafinha's been on.
I'm hearing Arda Güler might be a possibility.
I'm on that. If we could do a thing there, I'm on that. I think that's more realistic. You might be able to pattern an Odegaard-esque kind of loan, but Madrid are not going to let him go anytime soon. Man are saying Osimhen, forget that. Forget the Osimhen. Osimhen, F it. Osimhen's overrated. I think he's a bad boy striker. We've been talking about injuries. How many times has he played 20 plus games? How many times has he actually scored 20 plus goals? You factor in what his agent wants, what the transfer fee was. And I know I'm shameless and I've got nothing, but for all the talk about this guy and sign him and everybody's on him, bearing in mind the striker market's dead, respectfully to Galatasaray and Turkey, how'd you end up there? Because Chelsea got more money than sense. They had enough sense not to buy you. Arsenal apparently tried to buy Osimhen when we wanted Gabriel Jesus to the point where his agents at London Coley. Dead the Osimhen thing, man. I'd rather continue with Kai. I'll be honest. I like Kai.
I saw Osterman in the obviously I've been watching him a little bit, but I think the stinking point. I know that the tournament ain't that great, and I don't want to cuss it off too much. But when I saw him in AFCON, I said, "Yo, I don't want this guy nowhere near my club at all." Obviously, I know the standards of the tournament isn't the greatest. No disrespect to the AFCON at all.
What? AFCON's got the highest quality football, bro. What are we talking about?
AFCON don't make sense because Dons that are probably shopkeepers like playing for San Marino and that are pocketing world-class footballers, man. AFCON defies all football logic. I love it.
No, bro, I love AFCON as well. I love watching it. But I'm saying if you just want to talk about the quality of football in that tournament, it's not the greatest.
100%. Now you're bang on the money. You're not lying.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like Chelsea, a team that buy everybody. For Chelsea to turn around and say, you know what, we're not even going to put our money over there. Yeah, man, I feel like Osimhen stinks, man. I don't want Osimhen nowhere near my club. I'd rather even go fork out the peas and bring Tony back. I know iPhone Tony's.
You're shameless there. Let it go, bro. Let it go.
iPhone Tony's got big peas, but you know what I mean?
Ash, you gotta let that one go, man. You gotta let that one go. You lot know in your hearts, you never know. We signed a Bammin in Jam, but you lot know in your hearts, unless it's some Bandulu, we found some scouting thing. You know, man, them know we're not signing a striker, bro. Man, them know. Even I wouldn't be against it, but I genuinely feel like even if Sesko was available in January, I don't think the club would do it. And I say Sesko because he's the only player that we know the club tried to buy. I think the club will probably, or Eddie will probably sit there and say, you could have him in Jan, or we could wait to the summer, see what's going on with Izzet, see what's going on with Gyökeres, etc., etc. I genuinely only think in January we're signing goalies. I hope we sign a central midfielder. I would love a long-term winger, but January is difficult, man. And we've shown we won't do it if it don't make sense. We've also shown we'll act.
Stop, bro. Bro, yeah, okay. You watched Spider-Man, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you something, yeah. With great power comes great responsibility, bro.
A million percent.
When you're this big in the Gooner,
Keep that energy for Tommy, but go on.
When you're this big in the Gooner scene, yeah, you got a great responsibility, bro. And if this club's probably seeing DG all the time saying, "Oh, it's difficult in January," so they can run that rhetoric, bro. It's not difficult in January, bro.
It is, bro. Come on.
You just call up the club and say, "Yo, we want my man. How much is he?" And then they go, "You know what?
But Hooks, you're smarter than that. Hooks, you're better than that. I agree in that you have to make things happen, but come on, man. We know January is a reactive market. Good players are typically not for sale. We only got Trossard and Jorginho because they had one foot out the door. Fair enough. Kivio's a little man. Put the peas down. Let's keep it moving. You're better than that, Hooks. Come on, man.
Look, bro. Come on. Let's be real now. If Arsenal call up Real Madrid and go, "Look, big man thing. What are you saying for Arda Güler, yeah?" And
that's more realistic out of all the guys you're saying, yeah. But why would that work? He's probably got one foot out the door. He's like, "Oh, I need to go and play."
But like you said, it's probably not going to happen. But it's the most realistic. But you said goalies. But you know why goalies? Because goalies are easy to grab anytime, bro.
Yeah,
you know what?
Because our goalie depth ain't the best.
I'm not being funny, yeah, bro. I played Football Manager in it, bro. I know for a fact, yeah, that you can bid for a player outside of a transfer window. I know
100%. But then you have to factor in the budget and all of these kind of things. We know we're not doing that.
Bro, we're Arsenal Football Club, bro. We're not Ipswich.
Yeah, you're sounding like them United fans, man. Come on.
We're not Ipswich, bro. We're not, bro. All due respect, we're not Ipswich, bro. Do you know what I mean, bro? Our bank account is healthy, bro. I've been to the Emirates, bro. I know how much it costs for chips, bro. Bro, our bank account is healthy, bro. Like,
you're right.
Man, I'm not running this talk like to say Arsenal some broke club. We're not broke, bro. Like, do you know what it is? Yeah, they do this thing, yeah, where it's like they spin this narrative of like, oh, January's difficult. So when they don't
Hooks, hold that thought. Roms, stop breading because you lot said Liverpool were gonna come here and do this, do that. Stop breading. This is why your gal left you and you didn't get 3 points. Mighty old Liverpool in form, onslaught, the best thing since sliced bread. You rolled at the Emirates and you didn't really get no change out of the young Lewis Skelly, Kivio, who I couldn't rate any less. Gabriel, you know, obviously got injured. Saliba was done. Dead. You got Uncle Partey playing right back. Stop it, Liverpool. But yeah, Hooks, continue, man. Shout out Roms. Allow it, man. Brown skin, Chris Brown, soft you. Like, anyways, go on, Hooks, man. I just had to address this clown. Oh, shut the hell up, Roms. Do you know how much verbal this guy's going? Oh, we're going to turn up at the Emirates and get 3 points. Allow it. Mighty old Liverpool, you know, intensive Liverpool. Klopp is like Klopp ain't been there. They look like some pussycats. Where's the energy? Oh, Trent, fair enough. Trent shameless as well. Trent's doing all of this when they've equalized. This is what we got Stones and Trent doing. We're newcomers on the block. Where of our players at this club ain't did it. Allow it, man. All this talk about Gravenbeck and talk big Kai Havertz is about. I don't see nothing. McAllister running. Curtis Jones not on nothing. You lot are meaty, man. Meaty. All right, man. Like, man. Big up Liverpool, but I don't want to hear it. You lot they were gassing Liverpool after 7-8 games. I've never seen a team gassed like that. Allow it. Your vex is burning.
This is why I call them spicy Spurs, innit? We saw the exact same thing from Spurs, bro, last season. The 10 games, they was gassed. But yeah, like, they run this narrative of it's difficult to sign people in January. So then the fans start believing it. So when we don't sign people in January, yeah, nobody's vexed. But bro,
okay,
everybody should be vexed, bro.
Okay, Hooks, but what if two truths live it? Like I was big up Abby from AFTV. I was on Talksport and she was trying to kind of not do this, but like I think it's on brand. Two truths can live in one realm, bro. I agree with you. We're Arsenal. We need to be getting players. You know, I look back for me in January of recent. I look back on. Do you remember when we lost out on top 4 to Spurs and they signed? I think they signed Benteke and Kulusevski or whoever, and they got a little boost. They did their thing. We signed no one. We didn't do anything. I would like to see something in January because I think City. I don't know who, but they will look to find a little B-Tech Rodri. I think we could. So why can't two chiefs live in one realm? In that we need to make signings happen. But it's still difficult in Jan, bro. It's still, you can't get around that. It is difficult in Jan, bro.
Why is it?
It's not impossible though.
Ash, you're right. It's not impossible, and it's no cop out. Just because I'm saying it's difficult, don't mean don't sign no one. But we also need to remember, I don't like with this football club. We do this mysterious thing. It's always like it's a peculiar player that we need to sign. We can't act because we're doing this and that. I think you're being harsh, Hooks.
You think I'm being harsh, bro?
Yeah, because I don't think. Because I'm with you, but it's like you're moving like, bro. We know we're not. Man are saying in Buemo and Jan. I want to be wrong. I will do a video addressing my sins, but we know we're not getting Isaac and Buemo. All these guys, like you can't even grab a little.
The most important players in Premier League teams that still have aspirations as well of doing things.
Wait, what aspirations?
We rocked up with Raheem Sterling, fam. Come on, man.
What aspirations do Brentford have?
To stay in the league. You don't think Mbuemo's key to that?
And his form as well. They might price him out.
But let me ask you this, yeah. Do you think if Arsenal in January go to Brentford, what are you saying? 50 M's for Mbuemo? You don't think
they'll probably say 70, 80?
Do you know what my problem with Arsenal is? And I've always had this problem, yeah, because this transfer thing is not a recent thing. It's been there for years and years.
It's been there for time.
Is cool. I'll use Benzema as an example, yeah, because that one vexed me bare, yeah. Cool. If you bid for Benzema, yeah, so you bid for him and we don't get him, cool, because I know that you tried, but we don't even bid for people.
Oh, so man, I'm saying this, we tried to.
Bro, at least show me that you're.
We tried Lamborghinis that don't drive hooks. He's smoking some spice, bro. It's
the thought that counts.
Killing my people.
Can I say something to this as well? Listen, I've got a brethren and he's an agent. He works for Stella. And Stella agency.
Ooh, famous friends. Ooh.
Okay. Nah, he's not famous. He's famous.
He works for Stella.
Nah. He's not even famous. He's new into the team. But the one thing he told me, and it taught me, and it opened my eyes. We don't have a clue about things that happen behind the scenes more half of the time. So trust me, you don't have a clue who your club's signing, who they were trying to get, who they're talking to, who they've got lined up for the next year, etc. So when it comes to transfers, I always try and be we're not privy to every information. We're not privy to everything. Like what the rumors that you may hear from journalists, again, those are things that they want you to know. Those are the things that they want you to hear half of the time. And things are already further down the line when you hear them.
Right, your Reggie works for this company, bro. You need to chat to him, signings, Camavinga, Kobe Maino, there's Dons there. We're trying to be like you. It's all going past page 10 and that.
Hey, Ash, you know who's on there?
Go on.
Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Tony's a seller. We're trying to be like you, man.
Ayo, bro.
They're not Tony home, man.
I talked to your brethren. Yeah, because there's someone on that list that I saw that Arsenal actually need to copy. Tell him that he needs to start chatting to Morgan Gibbs White about going Arsenal, innit?
I like Gibbs White, yeah.
Man.
I'll have to ask him.
That's not. We're getting out the hood with Morgan Gibbs White.
Yeah, Morgan Gibbs White. We need him, man.
I think he's good, but like what? That's what we done. All of this Arsenal thing.
Wait. Whoa. What are you
That's where we're going.
Huh? Morgan Gibbs White slander, but you're here riding out for Martinelli and Jesus.
Martinelli's a bad boy. Big games, he's there. Morgan Gibbs White's lit. Morgan Gibbs White ain't play champs. We're different. This is my guy.
Where are we going?
Like, bro, people can't hate on Martinelli. You saw what Ronaldinho said. You saw what R9 said. You saw what Cafu said. Don't blame me. These are the football icons.
Ronaldinho said he don't watch the Brazilian national team anymore. Coincidence? Who entered it?
I think he's talking about Gabriel Magalhaes. I'll throw Magalhaes under the bus before Martinelli. I'm shameless. It might have been Jesus. Anyone but Martinelli. He's a bad boy.
It is interesting. Again, because we're talking about January, I may as well go on.
Gibbs White's lit, but they're asking for 60 plus or something.
I think it's vital. We are within 4 points at the very most within Man City. I'm not going to say Liverpool. I'm going to say Man City. 4 points within Man City come January, because I'm hoping that we'll have some of our key players back, and they'll have a run of games under their belt at least.
But
And maybe
don't
we'll
we
have
keep falling into this trap? Sorry to cut you, but like,
yeah.
aren't we always falling into this trap, bro? When this man comes back, we'll do this and that. Like, we're sitting here every season saying
not
that.
necessarily, because I'm not talking about the injury-prone ones. I'm talking about your Odegaard, you see, who have been proven and improved their fitness for a long while. And then you won't have an over-reliance to chuck on a Timber per se, because if Saliba was fit again, I'm not necessarily sure if we go fully in on the Timber thing. And again, so we just got to hope that we get our key players back and we have the spine of the team, and then we're able to rotate others in and out. Look at the options that we have, the depth options that we have in these certain positions. It is unfortunate. Look, the one area we was happy with in the summer, and we're saying we sided too many players in that area, was our defense, and that's the place we're having the most trouble with. And the area that we were very nervous about was the front line. We feel like we need to have players there, but guess what? Everybody's fit in that. Everybody's fit. So far, exactly. So this is what it is. Even if we drop it has to be a bit more consistent. If we drop one player in the attack, say it be a Martinelli or one Trossard, then you've got one there coming in and
drop Trossard, man. No, not Martinelli. Drop Trossard.
But again, you're able to manage those injuries a lot easier. When you're having cluster injuries, it's a lot harder to manage because you're having to move pace, put square pegs in round holes like a Partey. And guys, this is where I feel optimistic, because given the situation and the start of the season, in terms of the difficulty, by getting into January, have you seen our end to the season? It's quite favourable. Last year, we had the hardest.
We got sent trip to St. Mary's, I swear, the last day or second to last day.
Yes.
Be very careful, my bro.
We had a
Anfield as well, right?
Yeah, we got Anfield and Old Trafford. But like apart from that, most of our games are at home. We got Chelsea at home, Man City at home, Spurs at home, all of that to come. Villa at home, Newcastle at home, even if you think of them as a difficult fixture at this moment in time. So this is where I'm really feeling it now. And I'm like, from what I've seen in the performances, in us dealing with that adversity, in us dealing with those moments, and we can manage it. I don't think the last two previous Arsenal teams would have dealt with this, with these circumstances as well as this one has. Do you man agree with me on that?
I think I do, you know.
I agree.
But we did have injuries last year, not this extreme, but we did. I think you're right, but I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's nostalgia and looking at it differently. Maybe last season, you know, I just think last season I'm not gonna say there's a bit more resilience, because we've shown we've got resilience, but it did feel like there was a bit more resilience. It felt like our standards were a bit higher defensively. Fair enough, we didn't have Calafiori, we didn't have Timber, so you're probably right, team man. You're actually right.
Yeah, I feel like we are made to be a more durable team. And the key message that Arteta told every single one of us in the summer, what I want to do is win under any circumstance. We all felt like we should. Again, we have slight disappointment because we have so much belief in this Arsenal team. Could have went out on there and won today. Me and Hooks, before the game, speaking, I'm on other channels. I'm speaking to other Liverpool fans saying, I want us to win. I've got no excuses. Of course, we know the importance of Timber and Saka being there, but with us saying that, and I wouldn't have said that last season. I almost wouldn't. I would have been like, yeah, I'll draw. I'll take a draw, easy. Like the draw, I feel the slight disappointment because I know the opportunity is there. Arteta feels it. Saka feels it after the interview. Look, the mentality shift has changed in terms of how we are approaching every game. There's no celebrating after a draw now. No, it isn't. We're going out there to go and win big. And yeah, and we'll move on to Preston and thingy.
Rotate the side.
And then rotate. I want to see players rested left. I want to see Nwaneri come in, Lewis Skelly. I want to see all of that. Maybe even see a Maldini come in if we need to, a Kakuri. But yeah, there's impressive under 21.
This is your thing, Kivio. This is you. Champions League. This is you.
Two massive games in the Premier League coming up. Newcastle away, Chelsea away.
I want to ask you lot two things. Yeah, I think we've been very disrespectful. First and foremost, I want to talk about Zinchenko quickly, people. Do you think it's done for Zinchenko? Because 2 games this week, Lewis Skelly's come on.
Yeah.
I think it's been done, man. I think it's been done.
No, but in Arteta's mind, is it a done thing? For us fans, we're done with it. But is it done now?
I think
yeah,
it has to be. So,
go on.
No, I was just going to say, I think it has to be. I feel like, even like you're saying, him bringing on Skelly, 17-year-old against in front of a Zinchenko who we bought from Man City.
And there's no real other defensive options, really. Lewis Skelly's a centre mid by trade, if we're being
exactly. But you got Zinny on the bench who's come over from Man City, who's supposed to take us to that next level. And Arteta looked at a 17-year-old from the academy and said, you know what, I'd rather favour him. It's done. It's done. For me, anyway. I think that's Arteta telling him it's done.
Fair. Hooks,
I think the reason that he signed his death sentence was releasing that book mid-season. I think him releasing that book is what sealed
even his comments midweek, man. Like, just shut up, Zinny, man.
Yeah, like Arteta don't play with them thing there in it. So I think he's finished. But I'm happy that he's finished because Arteta clearly doesn't want to play him in the role that I think he should play in, and I don't want to see him in the role that he does play him in. So you know what, you can go. For me, I honestly don't care. Like, and the thing is, the gimmick that he had of I can come into the midfield and you get me control the game. There's other players that have proven that they can do it. Maybe not to like as fluently as him or
to a good standard. You're right.
But they can do it to a good standard, more than enough than we need. So I guess his gimmick that was kind of keeping him in the team is no longer there. And the thing that he does that those don't do is, bro, he's a calamity defensively. I know a lot of people are trying to spin this narrative about Calafiori is not good defensively, but I see this guy winning mad challenges. I see this guy do bare interceptions. So
at least he thinks like a defender, bro.
Exactly. But
Zinny's played enough time to not do that.
Like literally, I get the feeling from Zinchenko, is that even though he's playing left back, because he's asked to invert, I feel like he feels from the start of the game he's being played centre mid.
100%.
And that's the problem.
When you deep him, he just cares about getting back into that back four and he switches off. And I do, as much as Zinny frustrates me, bros, I kind of give him that luxury. You're not a natural left back. But then again, I shut that logic up because you've played left back enough times now to start thinking.
And the Premier League at this level, at this intensity. Whereas this is what we all kind of wanted to see. Do you know when you're doing the 11s going into this game, I actually put Timber at centre back and I went Lewis Skelly. And the reason why is because I would have more forgiving for Lewis Skelly if he makes an error, and I have more belief.
Just like American Gooner, pick him up in the chat. He wanted that as well.
And he will learn from it more than a Zinchenko in that. And it just feels like that's where it'll aid his development much more. So with Lewis Skelly, you can see the aggression and the personality. That's what
he's built for it, man.
That's what Zinchenko brought, was in personality on the ball for us. But you had the flaw, but the flaws defensively outweigh at this moment in time, especially with the numbers we've got there. Again, if everybody's fit, not Zinchenko is probably the least option in Arteta's mind. I think he would go.
Is he ahead of Kivior or is he behind Kivior? Pause.
DG, I think he'd go for Kivior ahead of Zinchenko.
He's behind Kivior.
Gun to his head. I disagree. I think gun to his head. Maybe because he's getting better defensively or Arteta's leveraging a bit more defensively, but I think he's going for Zinny with that inverted crap, But then today kind of shoots that logic.
He does. And then has Zinchenko come on? Apart from the Wolves game, he started. You've not seen him at all.
That's why I said the logic kind of redundant, man. That's a good question to ask you, man. Yeah, just because we're on the brand with it. Yeah. Do you think Mikel Arteta is focusing too much on defending? Do you think we're too defensive? You lot are Arsenal fans, just like myself. This is something that's being said. Many people say he's got 20 centre backs out there. Where are you at with that?
I think he hit. So I think it's contextual, right? I feel like he's decided to focus more on the defensive aspect in the game in his first part of the season because of the run that we've had. So I feel like he's wanted to get them into the mind frame of being more defensively minded because, again, all of the hard away fixtures that we've had, and we've had, the odd tough fixture at home, he's probably thought, you know what? If we are a bit more reserved and a bit more defensive, we can still grind out wins and we'll get through this period, dropping minimal points, which we have. So I think that when it comes to the easier period that we have, I think he's just going to go, cool, release the handbrake and everybody just go full throttle. And we're more than capable of doing it. People forget this same point last season, we was playing the exact same way. We was playing slow.
Yeah, we had criticism about our creativity in that. That's a good point.
Exactly. Yeah, we did. And then it came to January and we just clicked. Like, be it as it may, we went on holiday to Dubai. But I don't think that kind of scenario is too.
Lord knows what we was doing in Dubai, but it's a bit
exactly. But I think we just
Right.
rested. I think we just had a period of rest, which was really good for the players. But I think it's very easy to recreate that same sort of scenario in it. So, yeah, we have been more defensively minded, but I do feel, as weird as it may sound, Arteta hasn't exactly focused on just signing defenders. Like, he's signed defenders that can impact other phases of the game, or that are really good at, you get me, influencing other phases of the game, like Calafiori. Yeah, he's a defender, but by the way, he's just gone to him, yo, play with freedom. And that Calafiori, I don't know if he's a left back, left mid, centre mid, DM, left wing, right wing, striker. I don't know what he plays. He's just everywhere. So I don't think it's fair to say that he's just focused on the defensive side. I feel like he signed players that can impact all phases of the game while playing in all positions. So I give him that. At least, or maybe I'm trying to 5,000 IQ the thing, and I'm chatting rubbish.
No,
but
I don't know. I don't think you're wrong for what it's worth.
I'm 100% with you on here, and I wanted to say this because there's a statistic that backs it up. Arsenal are one of the lowest teams in terms of running this season, in terms of distance covered. And you know, again, partly because the 10 men that kind of skews that statistic a bit, but it's something that Pep Guardiola does with Man City. He doesn't gas his team out in terms of running intensity in the first half of the season. We saw it, man, then in the 22-23 season when we was all in cloud 9, how good we were playing, but we essentially gassed ourselves out and we went too intense and we blew our load pause at the beginning and too early. This is what Arteta, when he did last year, everyone was talking about, as Hooks pointed out, and it's 100% correct. Oh, we lack our creativity. We don't have the same zip. We're not having the same intensity with our play, with our aggression. We're not starting games as fast. Do you remember all of that? I remember hearing all of that, and I said, Arteta has learned from this, and Arteta has said, it's not about doing it in October, when it's not about doing it then, it's about doing it in March, April, May. And the way we ended the season was very good, and we gave a little bit, maybe too much work to do, given what our December was like, but hopefully this season, what we've seen is we haven't dropped. I mean, we've dropped points against Brighton and Bournemouth, but drawing against Man City and Liverpool, those draws aren't going to decide where the league is, because Man City didn't win any of those big games last year, and they still went and won the league. Man, them and guys in the chat, Man City didn't beat us. Man City didn't beat Liverpool. Man City didn't even beat Chelsea last year.
They won the award, though, man, which is right.
So we need to go out there when we're going up against these teams. Man City, again, I put this on Twitter and it did, and I want to hear you man's thoughts. Man City gone and beat Southampton 1-0. Fans, calm. If that's Arsenal,
I saw that tweet.
If that's Arsenal, man, then we're probably having a whole show again. People saying, why are we not clicking? What's this? We're worse than last year. Remain composed. This isn't you're not going to get a trophy for playing great football between now and December and January. It's about playing great
results,
football,
man.
Getting results. And as long as we can do that, we can go up against Newcastle, smash dirty, shit house it, grab a win. Do it against Chelsea again. I don't care about deserve. The good old saying, I would rather be lucky than good when it comes to football and sport. I'd rather be lucky than good. And I'll take that right now. Let's get these points and go into that January, and then we can kick on from there. And then we can start doing our intense press, and then we can start doing that. I think we're so good in all phases of the game. We almost feel too comfortable at times, DG, in terms of sitting back and going, yeah, we'll take you one. Because we know at the worst is we'll concede one goal and we don't panic. And do you remember also last year? I mean, not last year, in the 22-23, how many times did we go 2-0 up and it was 2-2? All of that. We don't
That's true. I remember Leeds, if I'm right, I remember the Leeds, not the same scoreline, but Leeds away like 2 years ago, in that you're great in the first half, you're kind of struggling in the second, you're scared, and you're more relief than anything. So what is it, a point gained or 2 points dropped today?
Gained for me, man. I can't lie, man. And the only reason why I say that is obviously I see a lot of fans saying you're at home and you don't have to win these type of games. But I feel like if you look at our team, you take Saliba out of our team before this, it's a very big hit. We're playing with no Odegaard. We know that the creativity in our team is not great. Very big hit. Gabriel comes off within the first 5 minutes of the second half. Very big hit. You see Kiwior coming on I'm panicking at that point. I'm thinking, oh, PTSD. I can see what's going on here. 3-2, 4-2. So I feel like if you look at all of the circumstances in the whole game, I feel like it's going to be sour now, but I feel like when you wake up and you actually think about it, man, that's a good point for us, man. Liverpool are no mugs, and the thing is that people want us to go head.
You can't win, don't lose.
That's it, and I think that a lot of fans would have wanted us to go at Liverpool and try to kind of compete in that sense. And I feel like if we'd done that, we would have got spun, man. I feel like on the transition, Liverpool would have hit us with a Diaz, a Salah, and Nunes, and we would have got spun, and then that game would have been 3-2, 4-2, 5-2. So I feel like
we don't want to be like Spurs. Playing good football, bro.
I feel like the way he's managed the game, man. I feel like it's a scumbag thing at home to do, but at the same time, man, if you can't win, don't lose, man.
And I will just say this quickly. I think this is I call it a hindsight game, and the reason I say hindsight, depending on how we do against Newcastle and Chelsea, you'll look at this game however way you want it. If we go and beat Newcastle and Chelsea, you say it's a point gained given the scenario, and then we got a decent run after that to go and put a run together. But if we drop 1 points against Newcastle or Chelsea, you'll look at this and say Liverpool were there for the taking. We had the lead, and we sat back. So again, I find it I would probably say 2 points dropped right now at this moment. Although I hear what Ash is saying, and he's right actually in how he puts it. But if we go and beat Chelsea and Newcastle, I feel a lot more positive.
Did we sit back or did we get pushed back though?
Push back.
I think we sat back in the second half, if I'm honest. But I don't disagree with it, Ash, because we kind of had to do that. I just think, for me, my frustration in how we played in the second half is purely because I think I'm seeing that a bit too often now, and I don't know if that's by design or something with us. I'm with you. I think neutrals we can't win, because when we played amazing, great football and didn't win, they got onto us. When we're now street smart, they get onto us for being boring and defensive. We're not City, but they called City boring, by the way. Don't think any of their fans care. I can't begrudge us. We get into a foot race with someone of Trent's ability to pick a pass, Mohamed Salah. We're fucked, pardon my language. So I don't disagree with it, but I just think that's something that I'm now speaking about. Like, Shakhtar isn't the same, but I saw that in the Shakhtar game, and I don't know if that's something we mean to do, if it's natural complacency, if it's anything you lot have said, or if it's just one of those things. I don't know, man, but it is a thing of what if. I do think, what if all those players were fit? What if we held on to the lead? What if, it's another week where we've let ourselves down from set pieces? But yeah, man, I'll take the point, man. I'm not going to cap.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously, we won't know until the end of the season, but I can't lie. It's 2 points dropped, man. Like, I feel like whenever you're in a winning position and then you go on to draw, like, it's 2 points dropped because you had the 3 points. Like, we literally had the 3 points, so it can only be 2 points dropped. If you look at it logically, like, I don't know how it will impact our season, and then obviously maybe we look at the end of the season. And it's like, okay, cool, we won the title by 1 point. Then I think in that scenario, you could say, okay, maybe it was a good point at Liverpool and it was a good point at Man City. But I honestly, for me, it's therefore 2 points dropped.
I can't disagree with you lot, man. So, like, my last question for you lot then. We got to give some props or some sort of dialogue to Merino, because I feel there's been a lot of extremes. I feel, he was the best thing since sliced bread when he signed. He's going to change our lives. He's a Xhaka replacement. I do think, and I'm not saying you lot, but I do think those fans that gassed him, he had an injury and he's played now, and they've kind of done a 360 on him, pause. And then I think today he done all right. Apart from that little shaky pass, if I remember correctly, and Salah went for goal. I think Merino did well. Obviously, he scored. I think that was a good step in the right direction for the lad. But where are you three at?
There's just the one thing I want to say. Yeah, the way he pulled that ball out of the sky was
Spanish technique.
Hooks, why are you taking the words out of my mouth, bro?
it was absolutely insane. Like, I won't lie, I liked what I saw from him in this game. I'm not gonna overgas it. Good for him that
you were slandering him last time.
Yeah, because obviously I had to in it. And obviously he must have, because famous Gooner, he tuned in, he watched it back, and he was like, oh yeah, I need to level up. And then we saw a better Merino today. You know what I mean? So look, it's just, like you said, step in the right direction. This is the way that I'm seeing it with Merino, step in the right direction. And so for me, the problem was always his physicality, the level that he's at physically, because obviously match fitness lacking, had the shoulder injury. It was going to take him time to adapt.
Not a preseason as well, not a single preseason.
No preseason. So I do feel like it will take him a bit. This is why I said I'm not really going to judge him too much till I see like maybe 7 to 10 competitive games. But today was definitely a step in the right direction. I think the goal and the overall performance will give him a lot of confidence. And I guess we just
wavy celebration as well.
Mm-hmm. Any guys, we forget, don't we, at times that I feel I'm not talking about us here, but as a collective, as a fan base, these people are humans and they do feel nerves and they do feel a little bit. And this is when Hooks, when I was going to say was when he brought down that ball from the sky, I felt like something clicked in him, because before that he was a bit passive.
Even like Martinelli with that first touch.
Because I can remember on a few occasions when that Salah incident, because the ball went under his foot, like he had a hole in his boot. It fell out to Salah. I was like, oh, come on, Merino, you can't. There's no pressure there, but he's feeling the pressure. This is probably the biggest game he's played in, in terms of, because I know he's played against Barcelona and Real Madrid, but this is like a title game that's built up to be a title type game, and he's not been involved in those types of scenarios before.
And like you said, he's not fit, so you're having to kind of manage yourself and grow into the game and whatnot.
Exactly. And do you know what? Also, he was also doing. There was an occasion. I don't know if you man remember it, but when he was in midfield and he took way too many touches before moving it on, and I saw that and I went, again, like we need that to be automatic. Build those automatisms. I know it takes time, but then as soon as he pulled that down and got a clap from the crowd, guys, it sounds little, but it means a lot to these players.
No, especially when you're new at the club, it does mean a lot, man. And we don't know him as a person. He might be one of those, respectfully, he could be a shook cute that just needs a bit of encouragement. He might not be someone that's level-headed at all times. I don't know.
Seem like that, DG, because if you see him in his interviews, he says, "Oh, be patient with me. I've got my English," and his English is excellent. You don't see that with Calafiori. You don't see that with Calafiori's different personality, and he's. I'll put myself out there. I'll speak English. I'll learn it off drill. I learned it off watching Netflix. All of this madness, like Calafiori does not care. He's got a different type of personality, whereas Merino is like a more of an Erdegaardish, quite like a leader, but
another one who took time to get with it, and also Havertz, who look at the fortunes have changed now, man.
And that's it, and that's where the switch was, and then you saw it in there, and his game improved, and the guys, and ironically, before he brought that ball down was when he missed that big chance. And then after he brought that ball down is when he scored the goal to make it 2-1. And so I think this is going to be a good platform now to go for him to kick on and hopefully get a run of games. And we can start to see that midfield kind of gel. He builds over his relationships, which Arteta always talks about again. Build that relationship with the Martinelli. Hopefully Calafiori's out not for too long, but when he comes back, he can really build that. And then we have that left side almost like we do when we have White, Erdegaard and Saka, where everyone knows where to go and what positions and spaces to take up.
Bang on the money. And with that, obviously, it's Sunday. It's going to be late. Well, it is late. I don't want to take up any more of the man's time. As usual, all three of you. And obviously, we can't forget Giuseppe. Heavy show, man. You lot's opinions. We differ on a lot. But it's all love, man. Let people know where they can find you, man. And again, everything's going to be in the description of the video if you lot are too lazy.
Halftime hooks, man. You get me? I just dropped my match reaction as well, so go and check that out.
Go and support that.
You get me? We still on that long journey of becoming big like DG, but don't worry, we'll get there.
I'm a no one in this way. I'm trying to get motion. That's why I appreciate you lot giving me your time to make some diverse content, man. Definitely,
anytime, brother, man. Anytime for my fellow.
I'm on your platform tomorrow, man. Like, man, it's you who need people. It's him who needs to pattern the time now.
It's always saying, Okay.
Yeah, because I always get seen as the bad guy. Well, it's all on hooks. Let's see if he can manage.
Okay. Let's see where I'll be on time. Don't worry, bro. But
man.
And congratulations for 1K, my bro.
Yeah, man. Pick him up on that.
Thank you, bro. We're just trying to be consistent, trying to put that work rate in. You get me? So soon come, hopefully. But yeah, halftime hooks on all socials as well. So yeah, man, check me out, man.
Support the team, man.
And yeah,
man, I'm stop moving shy. Where's the rest of you, man? Man, I'm always moving shy when it's time to plug this stuff, man.
Hey, go on, Ash, my brother.
Yeah, man. Again, my bad for the lateness, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you say black man's time and it's that man's time.
Nah, to be fair, like banter aside, people, he did say. I just had to. I'm a madman. I'm on mind games like young. He did say.
All good, all good, all good. But yeah, man, Ashley Tizzy on all the socials, man, on the YouTube, on the TikTok, on the Twitter. Yeah, man.
Puts in mad work on TikTok. People go and support the TikTok as well, man.
TikTok, yeah, man. Try it, man. Just trying to just put out content, man, and work with the man them. But it's always a pleasure on the man them streams, man. So big up you lot, all of you lot, man.
And the people, T, you ain't said yours, did you?
Nah, not said mine yet. But guys, yeah, Tariq Talks. It's been a bit dormant at the moment, but post the international break, when my things in my life settle down, I'm able to put regular content. It's not just Arsenal content as well. I'm trying. Ultimate goal is to try and be like DG, but at the moment, I'm trying to be like Hooks and Ash at the moment.
Nah, man, we're all gonna make it to the promised land, man. You just gotta put in that work, man.
No, constant watch-alongs, constant shows, and it's not just constant, guys. It's quality content too. So yeah, Tariq Talks out on YouTube, and follow me on Twitter too. TikTok soon come, but yeah, I need to talk to Ash, bro. Yeah, Ash.
But it doesn't cost nothing to support the Mandem people, especially even if, like T said, he's not bringing out content. It costs nothing to hit the sub button, turn on your notification bells. You know, Nines doesn't drop tapes all the time, but a lot of you listen to his music. Well, he's retired, but you get the point. So support the Mandem, support the team, people, support the team. You know, we all differ. We all, you know, some opinions are more extreme than others, but man, I'm trying to do things, man. So with that being said,
can I say thank you as well, my bro? Just thank you for this opportunity, bro. Like,
no, thank you, lot, because there's no debate if you lot don't come on the channel, bro. Like, so thank you to you lot. It's not a fake meeting, bro, man. Honestly, I appreciate you lot. Whenever I shout you lot, there's no acting. Obviously, you've got your own lives to live, but 9 times out of 10, you're here. You lot family, you're part of the furniture, and it helps to make enriching content. So thank you to you lot. Obviously, the chat as well, man, because without you lot, we're talking to no one.
For real, big up chat. Every time.
So yeah, on that note, people, let us know your thoughts. Subscribe to the man and follow the man. Them is what it is. On that note, may the good times continue with Arsenal. Hopefully, we can get 3 points. Man, them safe. Let's go.